way from Seattle with his wife, Molly, to join us today. John was recruited to the Pacific Institute by his godfather and mentor, Lou Tice, in 1980. The Pacific Institute's work with populations caught in cycles of poverty, violence, and incarceration, with the creation of the Independence Initiatives. John's favorite international and domestic projects have been helping end troubles in Northern Ireland, saving first grade in Guatemala, and architecting a better LA with someone you might recognize, Pete Carroll, designed to reduce gang violence on youth and youth homicides in Los Angeles County. When I spoke with John on the phone, he shared many stories of his work around the world, helping people, community groups, and municipalities think outside the box, which is what we're good at. I told John after we spoke that reading about his work and talking to him made it really difficult to go back to work because I was very deep in thought of all of the things that he has mentioned to me. John's a prolific writer, instructor, facilitator, and speaker. And please join me in having a great welcome for John McNeil.
Is it a video? Nicely done. You guy up there with a scruffy face? That's me. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to be here. Nice to have you guys here who've made it through the traffic. I had the opportunity to walk the Freedom Trail this weekend, and that was kind of fun. So you guys get all that history every day. I just got the experience for the last couple. As people are coming in, I just one thing I wanted to. I had 3 different beginnings to this talk, so I'm going to use all 3. The first one was I was thinking about a friend of mine, Lee Bassard. Lee was one of the greatest speakers I had ever met in my life. And he was my great friend. He died about 17 years ago now. And Lee would come, and he was from Canada. And so he used humor in such a wonderful way. One of the things that Lee would say is he'd come on stage and he'd say, a lot of people wonder why I talk so funny. And he said, that's because I'm from Canada. But Lee had cerebral palsy. And so what disarmed everybody was the fact that Lee would talk about being more alike than different. And he'd say things like, you know, he'd flash on a screen, disabled. And he'd say, I wish people could see me without the D's. And if you think about disabled, the first word is a D, the first letter of the word is a D, and the last letter is a D, but if you eliminate them, it is able. And Lee would say, I wish people would just see me as is able. And I just thought, gosh, you know, if Lee would have been here, he'd talk to you guys about labels and the different labels that we have. For instance, you can see me as this scruffy guy from Seattle up on stage, right? Hairline receding, so I'm growing stuff on my face to, you know, offset it a little bit. But I hope you don't remember me, and that doesn't become my label. I think about working with the indigenous populations around the country in U.S. and Canada, and thinking about the fact that at one time we call those individuals savages. Just that label that allowed us to treat them horribly. Just a single label. Anyway, I don't know if that's a very good introduction, but what I'd like to do is I'd like to say let's be careful about our labels that we put on people. Especially the ones you're putting on me right now. Those are the ones I'm really concerned about. The second introduction I was thinking about was my wife. It's this time of year when pumpkin bread comes out, isn't it? Yes. Okay. And my wife is like known for pumpkin bread. And so one day, our daughter Maggie came over to the house, and I remember she had just baked these 2 loaves of pumpkin bread, and they were sitting in the kitchen, and Maggie was about ready to leave, and my wife says, go get Maggie a loaf of the pumpkin bread. And so I walked into the kitchen and I looked at the pumpkin bread and I picked up one and I went into the living room, handed it to Maggie. And before I got to Maggie though, my wife looked at the pumpkin